Whew. Well, I'm up in Port Orchard. Check out the white sky. Roses are red, the sky is white. They sprayed shit all damn night. And day, actually. They sprayed it all day and all night. It's called freedom. Love it or leave it. Right? What a joke. What a joke. People will just accept anything they're told, I guess. I mean, what's the takeaway from what I see? Utterly white sky, sprayed out, and people just acting like, oh, there's nothing going on here. No, I mean, what part of toxic escapes people's, understanding? It means it goes in and it doesn't come out. How long does it? You don't have to be a genius to understand that if something goes into you and it doesn't come out, that it will start to build up. That's pretty obvious. I think any 5-year-old can understand the concept. You keep stuffing marshmallows in your mouth, and pretty soon you can't stuff any more marshmallows in your mouth because no more will fit. Duh. And then you can't breathe because your mouth's filled with marshmallows. Alright? So, what's the difference? A nanoparticle is still a particle. It's every bit as real as a lead in a bullet, Nobody thinks that lead's okay to breathe. However that analogy might work out. Jeez, I'm crow. But, it's perfectly acceptable to be sprayed with, toxic gases and particles all day long, every day, and we should just pretend it's not happening and keep on planning for the future. Sure. I think this has been going on for thousands of years, or however long our history is supposed to have been. I don't generally or really pretty much use the Bible as a reference source. I just use it as something that, to confirm something else, just as it existed as an idea or a said, history. That being the people who lived 500, 600 years, 700 years, 800 years in some cases, from all over the world. I think that was real. As long as it takes for a human to go from being born to being able to be self-sufficient is such a long time compared to how long their life is. It makes no sense that we should even be alive at all, really, if it takes that damn long to become, independent in some way, only, to die, like 40 years later or something, 50 years later. That makes no sense. I think that we used to live 500, 600 years, and what's happened is the same thing that's happening now. There's knowledge in this world about tech and about, everything, biology and health and you name it, about all that stuff that has been known for a long time. They've known about this stuff. They've known about how it affects people, what different types of toxins and poisons and metals and stuff. This is all old alchemy stuff. They learned this hundreds of years ago, at least. That, you could, they go to the king, and the king's like, how could I keep my people in line forever? They're threatening to revolt. And they discovered, well, you put this stuff in the well that they all drink from, or you announced that there was a pandemic. You just announce a pandemic, and then you go through the streets with these guys, with these masks on, spraying things on people that reduces their numbers and makes them half retarded. Doesn't outright kill them right away. They just die sooner than they would have, and they're dumber than shit. And they've been doing this for hundreds or thousands of years, generation by generation. And what was once humans who lived, hundreds of years with health and had decent lives and could do things of noble nature, have been reduced to 60, 70 years, 80, 90 if you're, gonna live to real old. And I wouldn't say lucky, because you got so many ailments and disorders going on at those ages now, you'd rather be dead probably. half the people. So, is it really a stretch to think that, we are supposed to live hundreds of years, considering how long it takes from being a baby to where you can be self-sufficient, and how short our lives are in relation to that amount of time, and how obvious it is that the powers that be, the governments, the rulers of this world, have no problem whatsoever treating us like rats, decon spraying the entire population. I mean, that's, obvious what they're doing. They're doing it they have such hubris, they don't fucking care that we know and watch and are talking about it now. They used to seem to care about that. Things were censored, but now there's some things that are still censored, but they just don't care anymore. We can talk about whatever we want because they don't care. Because we're not going to stop them, because we can't stop them, because humans will not fucking acknowledge reality. They'll live in their little fantasy world where everything's okay, and I'm just gonna go down and take another pill or fucking get another hit or whatever the fuck they want, have another shot of whiskey, and everything will be okay. Which it won't be. But, as long as you tell yourself that every day till you die, well, problem solved. I don't know. I'm back at the marina now, so I guess I gotta end my video. I don't even know what I was gonna say. I had more of a point about that, about the people living, hundreds of years and that sort of stuff, but I lost it. Under the chemtrail skies tonight. And today, hazed. The forecast for Seattle and surrounding areas is sprayed the fuck out.